Senator Gerba. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Part of my question was, you've already answered a part of my question, but I will rephrase it for Mr. Strickland. Bill C-5 aims to improve labor mobility and harmonize and align interprovincial trade. So it represents a true opportunity for businesses, but in particular for large businesses, for large companies. What would you recommend, or what do you think would be feasible with respect to contracts and public tenders? Would you recommend certain practices for this bill to be able to establish standards so that companies that are diverse and led by women, led by immigrants, owned by immigrants, to access public contracts?
The government put into place for the clean economy tax credits a incentive for hydrogen, small modular reactors, carbon sequestration. This Senate passed that bill that in order to achieve your maximum tax credit of 30%, you had to meet labor standards. And those labor standards are prevailing wages, the best wages that are available in the sector, which are construction members' wages, and mandatory minimum apprenticeship requirements. So I think similarly for this major projects database and one approval process for one project, labor standards, apprenticeship requirements need to be put into place. Moreover, I think that because of the nature of these projects that are going to occur from coast to coast, this House 2 years ago, the Senate also passed the labor mobility tax deduction, which is something our group has been advocating for 30 years, to provide an incentive for tradespeople up to $4,000 to move from one location to another to go to work not on a permanent basis, but on a semi-permanent basis. Often our members get shipped out for 3 weeks on, 2 weeks off, various locations across the country. And if those travel costs aren't covered by their contract, they have to incur those costs on their own. This is an impediment to labor mobility across Canada. Now we have $4,000 in place if the worker has to travel more than 150 kilometers. We're proposing that get increased to $10,000 and decrease the travel zone to 120 kilometers. That will also encourage greater labor mobility across the country when those costs are not covered by the contract. So I think there's a whole bunch of different things that can be done to encourage this labor mobility right across the country.